Hey everybody, welcome back to Peachy Disc Golf. In today's episode, I am going to be heading to Chattahoochee Pointe Park in order to play a little 9-hole challenge using only the discs from the Q3 Prodigy Club subscription box. Let's see how these discs fly. So if you've been following the channel, you may know that I've been on a bit of a Prodigy kick lately. So because of that, I did sign up for the quarterly subscription box for the Prodigy Club. I don't know what's been in the other two quarterly boxes, but for this one, there were 5 discs included in the box. But not only that, you get some pretty sweet gear like this hat that I'm wearing, this shirt came with the subscription as well. But obviously the main draw is the 5 discs here. So let's open up the box, see what we got. Now the main reason that I got this box is for this first disc right here. This team stamped, unnamed as of right now, mid-range from Prodigy. Now I thought that this was going to be the archive because they had released some info saying that there's going to be a new unnamed mid-range in the box, and this was before the archive was announced, and then I was like, oh, it must be the archive then. But these two discs feel completely different. So I thought this was going to be just an archive, but it's not. It's definitely something different. So I'm really excited about testing this disc out. Full disclosure, I am recording this after my round, so I do actually know how these two discs compare. So be sure to stay tuned to the end of the video. I'll give you my final thoughts and sort of tell you where I think this disc lies in the lineup. But even with my initial impressions, I was like, wow, this disc feels amazing. Definitely can't wait to throw it. Next up in the box, we have a Sepu Paiu stamped D1 Air. Now the D1 is a very overstable distance driver. Definitely not something that my arm speed can handle, but I'm gonna give it a toss here and there just to see how it flies. But this is definitely a disc that I don't foresee going in the bag or me using very much, but we're gonna give it a throw here. The next disc in here is another disc that I'm really excited about. This is a 500 Spectrum PA2 with a like really cool Ogama stamp, I think it's pronounced. This disc just looks amazing. I haven't thrown the PA2 yet. From what I hear, it's gonna fly very similar to my PA3, but this is a beadless putter, whereas the PA3 is a beaded putter. So really looking forward to throwing this. It feels great. The plastic is amazing. The stamp looks spectacular. I really think this disc looks cool. All right, next up here, we have a Special Blend Plastic F7. Now this disc I totally forgot to put in the bag. I don't actually end up throwing this in the round, but I have done a review video of the F7 comparing it to the F9. Definitely be sure to check that video out if you're interested. It's a great understable fairway driver. I really do like the F7, so be sure to check that video out if you're interested to see how that flies. And the last disc in here is a 400 plastic test run FX4. It looks nice, but the FX4 is another disc that I've done a video with recently. I tested this along with like the FX3 and a couple other drivers, and I preferred the FX3 over this. I found that the FX4 for me just was not quite as understable as I expected it to be. So we'll see. I'll be giving this a couple throws here and there as well. Now I do have one more disc that's not included in the subscription box, and that is this special edition A5. This was a special run of A5 that Prodigy did to help benefit the victims in the Hawaii wildfires. So I thought that was a cool thing that Prodigy did because Parker Welk, one of Prodigy's players, is from that area. And they did this special run of disc, so I immediately had to go buy one. This disc looks great. The A5 is a disc that's in my bag. I love throwing it. I don't imagine that this is gonna fly any different than the A5s that I've thrown. But again, we're heading to Chattahoochee Pointe Park here. We're gonna play the back 9 using only these discs. Now, it does end up raining on me and I get poured on, and my microphone died and stopped working. So I'm actually gonna just leave everything ambient. I'm gonna just have some text on the bottom to give you like what I'm thinking for each shot. But this is gonna be a really chill video. No voiceover or anything, just the sounds of nature and rain and some flinging some discs. Let me know if you like this style of video. I will give you my final thoughts of these discs, mainly that mid-range, and at the end of the video, so be sure to check that out. But let's go hit the course. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that footage of me testing out these discs in the rain. Just real quick, I thought I'd give you my final thoughts, and we'll run through most of these real quick. The A5, again, not in the box, still money. Love this disc, amazing. FX4, still more overstable than I expected. Not a disc I'm gonna be bagging. Definitely check out the video that I did with this disc if you wanna hear some more detailed thoughts of it, but still not a disc that I bag. It flies nice, it's just way less understable than I expected it to be. The D1, I was surprised with a little bit. I did throw this on 18 a few times, and I yanked him on anhyzer because I was rushing. I was getting poured on at that point. And it didn't fight back like I expected it. I think in this like lightweight air plastic, this is only 163 grams. I think in this lightweight air plastic, it doesn't have as much stability, but might be something I test out in the future. Probably still not something I'm gonna bag, but I was pretty surprised with that. All right, next up here, this PA2 is a disc that I am very interested in. I think at some point I'm going to do a like putter comparison video with all of the Prodigy putters I have, because I have this PA2, PA3, PX3, PA5, just they have so many different putting approaches, all of which I've really enjoyed throwing. So I do want to do like a direct comparison of this PA2 and the PA3 to see how they compare. I do really like the way that the beadless putter fits in my hands. So I am very interested to do like a back-to-back comparison with the PA2 against the PA3 and some of the other Prodigy putters as well. All right, and the disc that I, again, was most excited about trying out, this unnamed mid-range. This disc is amazing. I really like this disc. It is very overstable. Again, I thought that this disc was going to be the Archive and that they just hadn't had a name for it yet when they first announced it. They are pretty different. I find that this unnamed mid-range is a little more overstable than the Archive, but it's not as overstable as say like the MX1. So I think this will slot somewhere between like an MX1 and the Archive, maybe like an MX2. I don't think Prodigy has one of those yet, but this disc feels amazing. Again, in the hand, it feels like just a slightly different A5, just a little bit faster. It is so nice feeling. I am definitely gonna be testing this disc out some more. This would probably be another video that I do a separate review on, comparing this disc against the Archive, against the MX1 in a little more detail, just to see how it slots in. I don't know as of right now if this disc would make the bag though. I think I prefer having something a little less overstable in the slot that I'm using it for. Right now I have the Archive in between my MX1 and my Hex. So something that's still nice and straight, but has a very dependable overstability. I think this disc is just a little bit too overstable for that slot, but if you have a faster arm speed, you might really enjoy this disc. So again, I am planning on doing a video in the future comparing this against the Archive and some of the other mid-ranges that I have. So definitely be sure to check that video out when it comes out. But this disc is amazing. And also overall, I am really impressed with this subscription box. You get 5 discs, some like sweet clothing. I got this weird like little mini disc as well. I threw it in one shot, you probably saw on hole 14, and I have no clue what it is. It's like it's too big to be a mini, but it's too small to be a disc. I actually ended up losing it now. It's somewhere in my house, but I have no clue. But I was like, okay, cool. Got some stickers, some swag. Definitely a really cool subscription box. I am really looking forward to next quarters as well. But that is going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. If you enjoyed watching this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave a note in the comments, did you like watching this sort of chill style of video? If you do end up liking it, maybe I'll scatter some of those amongst my normal video styles. Because I do actually, this was much easier to edit. I didn't have to do as much work, and it was also much quicker to record because I just was playing and not really focusing on like my thoughts while I'm throwing or anything like that. So let me know down in the comments what you think. Ring that notification bell to be notified when our next episode comes out. And until next time, guys, cheers.